They'll go again to ship house. But when person born me your mommy.
Yeah.
One find your mission rambo.
That be. You find your mission rambo.
They'll go to Kewa. Kewa record for me. Kewa person record the mommy. You made in your mission abijao.
That be. You find your mission rambo.
Sometimes when you hear some of these things, and some of them even go a long way to say they are not the one to charge. It is we that are supposed to honor them. Hey! So what he took from his account is one of it. What did his wife also take from her account? That is also another part. So when you come out and tell us you married with 600 cedis, you shouldn't take out what your woman also put in there. Because whatever that happened, you were not the only one that funded everything.
Yeah.
So you see, if a youth sees this, let's be honest, how can this motivate the youth to marry? Aside the man of, look, singers in heaven, and yet ministers, and they call heaven, and yet men of God, choir, they go, it be singers. So if you don't take your singing ministry or your choir very seriously, and you feel downgrading them, I mean, you can scold them and everything, but the way he said it and making them look like you are totally irrelevant. If you go, another person will come. Yes, if he goes, another person will come. But remember, you have to start the whole process again.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
In one quick edition of the Real Talk with Long John the blogger, the church has come under strong scrutiny. In fact, a very strong one. Hard scrutiny. And do you know the problem? The problem is that the church is telling us that indeed they do their things differently from how we do our things in the world. Two of them pick our interests in this edition. Long John here is someone who belongs to the church. In fact, a very active member in the church. And he is closely related to one big prophet here in Ghana. His name is Prophet Uche.
Heavy.
Prophet Uche.
No two ways.
And Long John here works closely with the church. Now, two issues with the church has come under or on my desk. And I want us to discuss them quickly before we run away from the studio. Number one is a man of God who has said that he spent 600 Ghana cedis for his marriage.
Okay, tell me the story.
600 Ghana cedis for his marriage. Next month, all my staff members, they are going to marry. Because thank God, all their salaries are bigger than 600 Ghana cedis. So they are all going to marry. And I'll be the chairperson for their marriages. First, because Long John is a believer of the church, works closely with the church, I'm asking him this question. Then we move on to the second one. Long John, welcome to
Thank you very much.
The Real Talk here on Sammy Flex TV. Number one,
Thank you very much.
600 cedis, man of God, that is how he got married.
600
Are you
cedis.
convinced that because you also work closely in the church, you can also spend 600 Ghana cedis to get married? Because I know you have some cool ladies around you that...
Hey, I beg you. I beg you. I am as single as this super chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are fully aware of it.
I know.
So why you go to that?
No, what I mean is the cool ladies around the church that
Around
you can pick.
Okay. That can pick. Okay.
You can pick and marry with 600
600 cedis.
Ghana cedis.
That is one of the most fascinating conversations I've ever had in my entire life in Accra. Yes, because to talk of a classy girl marrying under 1,000 cedis, Edding. Not to talk of an exposed girl living in Accra. Looking at the skin of the lady the pastor married.
The skin alone. It is skinning.
It is skinning. And you see, one thing I like honest and truthful people.
Yeah.
One of our biggest problem and challenges, Ghanaian youth, the average Ghanaian youth like us who are hustling through, we face is meeting motivational speakers on our way. especially typical Ghanaian motivational speakers, where they can look you in the face when you tell them, show us the way, and they tell you, I wash 5,000 plates in a day. You know that there's something wrong. I mean, yes, it's beautiful if you are able to tell me in the years gone by, you were able to marry 600 cedis. In the past years, in Rollins era, 600 cedis. But you can't bypass Ekufuado's era.
So the man he married in which year? I don't know if that is clear yet.
2025.
Oh no, I'm not sure you are right.
This was marriage? 2025.
What the man is talking about is done.
Fresh in box. Fresh in box marriage.
Let's close the show.
And you
I thought like someone who has married like for the past 20 years and
for the Hemfa. And you reside in the one of the most exquisite places in Accra. You are sitting alone, staying alone. Motivate the youth to come and marry her. You are saying 600 cedis before God and man. When you have an auditorium,
hey,
how much do you even pay for a wedding space? As one the crowd be a wedding, you know. Sometimes some of them will even charge you for the lights bill and stuff. Hey!
Okay, so let's do the breakdown like this. What if all these things you are saying, people paid for him? So with him, what he took from his account, his pocket, 600 cedis. Was 600 cedis. How about that?
He should understand that the marriage involved two people.
Yeah.
So what he took from his account is one of it. What did his wife also take from her account? That is also another part. So when you come out and tell us you married with 600 cedis, you shouldn't take out what your woman also put in there. Because whatever that happened, you were not the only one that funded everything.
Yeah.
So you see, if a youth sees this, let's be honest, how can this motivate the youth to marry?
He wants to tell you, go ahead.
Because you are even marrying in one of the poshest places in Ghana, Accra. And you want to put everything aside. Not a graduate too. SHS girl in Accra self. What is 600 caution in same? So power here. No can cry. You see, I just hope the youth understand that he's only trying to send a message that you can cut your coat according to your cloth.
Your clothes, yeah.
I just hope that is the message they get out of it. Now, Sebi, sorry to say,
but he could have added it small.
That is, you see, that is the problem with motivational speech. About dropping it once, and it's so bad that one dream and quit here. Obedient says, send your makana sanity. I mean, when you say I married with 600 cedis, then you say, yeah, shop montare any BBA, and this 600 cedis now. You need 600 cedis now. Kawana again share also share. You need 600 cedis now. We are not even talking about the extent, like the fuel you use in and out. And then you need 600 cedis now. And when we are breaking all this down, you went to the marriage committee. And I mean, some to law court autonomous.
You pay something. Yeah, it's not free.
You also said 600 cedis.
People paid for all that.
And when they went to do the knocking, or the family didn't take anything. You see, let's be realistic with Ghanaian youth. Mama, depression too much. Charlie, when I saw, look, I wouldn't lie to you. It is very beautiful how simple he made everything look. But so simple, yes, simple, sir. Don't be swayed. The simple the man of God was trying to, if you decide to go into details, and yes, simple, sir.
And yes, cheap, sir.
And I saw the video, the wife was saying she didn't do any makeup. She did natural hair and the change just to look that look naked.
So the wife has also confirmed.
Yeah, everybody spoke. The wife spoke, he also spoke. They all know, trying to make it know it was very simple. Yes, it was very, but it's not simple, so simple black but classic. What is that same that?
Yeah.
Simple but classic.
Yeah.
Okay, simple classic in count. So you remember.
I see. So you are finding it difficult to trust this.
I believe he was trying to be a motivational speaker. One of the famous
to tell you that you can marry with some sizable amount
that
of money.
That is the word he was supposed to use. Sizable. But Oba amount same sake him. No problem because sizable amount in yes 600 cedis.
Oh.
Ewa cry. Feeding fee cry. Hey, I wanna feeding fee catch him feeding fee cry.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I like Prophet Uche. I bet catch how it is pepe. Long John, may bring your scale. Now that is how it's supposed. Let them know the struggle. Let them know the struggle. No one who say why you the fool. 600 cedis. Also, we respect you, but please 600 cedis. Oba Hey, Ebusia Mempo.
I get it.
600 no. You are taking 600 to Kojo Sheldon's mother's place. Maybe when you an ascanty. Mami honum when your nice girl be what 600 cedis Accra. Oh, Mr. Fukache me say or worry ne wife no 600 cedis into me be try ahwe. So trobi e be do with you.
Well, Long John is still trying to come to terms with the 600 Ghana cedis that was used by the man of God to get married. Maybe the man of God enjoyed some grace and some glory from some people who paid for his expenditure.
600 Ghana cedis.
Some of which amount they are 600 a bit more money.
Wow, bottom 600 Ghana cedis.
The amount for teach amount. Abia. I want to believe the Abia amount for teach amount.
And you can hear and see when you stand in front of people and say I was able to listen to the statement. I was able to marry with 600 cedis. Not just say you can say your wedding details now. Baby, I be calculate biano. You be finding in the bracket of 600 cedis. That is what you are trying to say. And if he wants to be honest, I don't think that Sikano a bit my wedding where his level and the kind of people he was expecting. 600 cedis.
Well, it's all good. That notwithstanding, there's another story from the church that I want us to look at before we run away from here quickly. It's about the church and musicians, or better still, the church and instrumentalists. For the past weeks, the debate started from Nigeria, Pastor Chris, who started saying that, we don't even have to pay musicians in the church. And here in Ghana, we also heard another man of God talking at Dakiwad Mills, right? Also talking about it, the same thing. In fact, some men of God have been speaking about this language of musicians being paid in the church. Some of the videos my editors will be showing you before Long John even comes through. Now, I want to come to Long John. I want him to tell me what his opinion on this is. Whether the church should pay musicians or not, because he works closely with a man of God. I don't know how it is in their church, but because he is a believer of the church, let's get his fine opinion on this. Then we can close today's editorial. Sorry, real talk.
You see, when we come to matters of the church, sometimes some things are very sensitive. And talking about payment, I have high regards to churches who do services of that sort. Now, it's very important to understand one thing. When you touched on this issue, I didn't even think of Pastor Chris, but then that was a good point you brought in. Pastor Chris had this issue with payment because of how he was treated
by a musician,
by his musicians.
What
happened in his church? He opened the record label. Decided to spread funds so that musicians in his church wouldn't have to go and struggle for record labels to help them push their career. He decided to mentor people so they can grow in the church and become musical mouthpiece, not only for the church to also use them, and they can also make some income. There was a problem somewhere. There was a bit of mismanagement of funds. Now, that problem made him lose them.
And confidence.
And confidence in the whole structure. So he decided to collapse it. You see, the whole thing is, if in his own wisdom, he was planning something good, and it's turning out to cause more chaos or havoc in the church, I only believe what he did was right. And I don't believe he advised people to toe the same lane as him. Okay. But then again, he also wanted people to understand that this is what I've been through.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way. Let's not focus on bringing people to churches again. Because I think there are certain top Nigerian gospel musicians now. I wouldn't like to mention names. Okay. That came from his church. And when they blew, they left the church.
Snatch. I think that's not anything to
You understand?
Yeah.
No, there are other names.
Okay.
That also came from the church. That when they blew, they left the church. So you see, he went through certain unfortunate precedent. And with his church, we are talking about like $200,000. It's not 200,000, like huge chunk of dollars that was spent
into the music ministry.
into the music record label, and it crashed out because of business. Because some of them started running a lot of business without the church involvement. So kind of like they were trying to outsmart the church that was helping them. So if something like this happened, then definitely he's right to come out to speak in that manner. I don't think, for instance, if you have a problem or you are facing a problem in your workplace here, and then you decide to voice out based on your experience, you are not voicing out to stop others from doing exactly what you did, but you are voicing out so that in case they want to do what you did, they realize what they are getting themselves into.
Okay.
I don't know if you get it. So that's basically how I see Pastor Chris.
Okay.
Now back to our Ghanaian clergy.
Okay.
What's his name? Is that
Dag Heward-Mills.
Dag Heward-Mills.
Yeah.
Good. As for his, I don't understand. I don't know if it is anger he has over somebody who has done something. Like, I want to understand the posture.
Definitely, it will come from something.
Yes, because the way he was even insulting them, I said, there are some, I said, yeah, totally, you are too trivial in my ministry.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, you guys are adding nothing to what I'm doing.
That is the problem. Aside the man of, look, singers in heaven, and yet ministers, and they call heaven, and yet men of God, it be singers. So if you don't take your singing ministry or your choir very seriously, and you feel downgrading them, I mean, you can scold them and everything, but the way he said it and making them look like you are totally irrelevant. If you go, another person will come. Yes, if he goes, another person will come. But remember, you have to start the whole process again. You know me very well. We have been very consistent with our way of dealings for some time now.
True.
So if you see me towing a certain lane, the moment you see the direction of my talks, you know where to halt me.
Yeah.
Right? So that means we have what we call, how should I call it? Consistency.
Yeah.
Or
connection as well.
The connection. If one thing I've noticed, especially with prophetic ministry, is they need the singing ministry to thrive. Any genuine prophet who thrives without singing ministry in the same womb. Because one thing I've noticed is it is the
prophetic ministry needs the
singing. Yes.
Music ministry.
Any prophet, genuine prophet, anybody watching me who knows this will tell you. You need a very good singer who is filled with the Holy Spirit, who can descend angels that will command your spirit to leave where it is and start seeing the problems of people to work out.
Preach on.
Yes, so if you have things of this sort that they play in a ministry, and probably as an apostle or maybe you're a teacher, you don't need all those stuff. You don't see, so you don't see the need, the role they play. Like one thing you have to know is singers are one of the main people that cause the angels to descend. That is why most times there's something called worship. Now the worship in there isn't prayers. The worship is singing. Why would they lead singing? Singers. If you have an inconsistent choir ministry, there's no way, even you, the man of God, you will be able to touch that spirit. I mean, the spirit of God that will descend on you to even preach the way you are supposed to preach. Sometimes some voice can just frustrate you. What's a voice, Nana? That is why it is very important you hold every branch of the ministry with high regard and high respect. You see, with payment of whoever that works under the ministry, I believe is very important. One thing being that when someone decides to dedicate their life and their skill towards a work, unless the person has a work and probably does ministry as a side, then that one you can decide to pardon. And that one self is very like countable. 2, if you are going to pay the person, you can also decide to have a structure.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pay you, I'm not going anywhere. Because I know one thing about musicians, they like to jump around shabu. I'm a friend of shabu. If you know you're going to pay the person and you don't want the person to go, set the rules. Of whom I know we need film. But for you to say, if somebody comes to work under the ministry, they shouldn't think of payment. Now, maybe I perform at places. I have stopped. I'm come to minister to you. You want me on your Monday service, probably Wednesday service, probably Friday, and before maybe Saturday and Sunday or wedding programs. Oh, Mami Shengbai. Hey!
What is Shengbai?
Empty like Kunku. No! You see, then in that quest, what are we trying to tell the people? That it is only the men of God that are relevant. Which is a wrong message. Because in as much as the church is also taking care of you, what are you also doing to take care of those who have left everything to make sure your ministry thrives? You see, this kind of conversation, it hurts me most time because I feel people take certain offices in ministry for granted.
Okay.
And this is evident of it. I mean, how do you come out to speak against ministers? Someone was talking about when a gospel musician comes to your church, why should we pay them and all that? I mean, look at such bad stock. In today's loose stock. Today's generation that everything runs around money. Every single thing runs around money. You are saying someone should come and minister in your church and take God's blessing. Oh! Then tomorrow, that God's blessing, they'll go again to another, how do you call it? And you know most of the gospel musicians too don't have any work aside the music. They'll go again to Ship House. Patron person mo bon me your mama.
Yeah.
Won fa nyame hwirambo.
Dabi, yam fa nyame hwirambo.
They'll go to Kewa. Kewa record for me. Kewa person record the mama. Yam me di nyame hwira abejao.
Dabi, yam fa nyame hwiranye.
Sometimes when you hear some of these things, and some of them even go a long way to say they are not the one to charge. It is we that are supposed to honor them. Hey!
Absolute
bad. Na me ba bad dash. It's me no one kasem na me ba na ma me hwe me nkoka ne sen. If I come and you don't give me anything, don't ask me o call you no only o ka den. Because oh, na me expect so obi hu se obi ma me bibia e ho na obi a be ka chem so wa adwen ye ejuma. And it's true. Because you are going somewhere, you are expecting something. What do? Charlie, me ba no. Say you. Oh, okay. Open the saying. Okay, say. Now they are 2 years. You are expecting him to know that obey and say no. One thing we should understand is the ministration is also a service. And every service should come at a fee. What I say? Every service comes at a fee. Now, if the person is a full-time worker, of course, there should be a bit of some remuneration.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like a pay or something, but maybe
at least
allowance, be
some regular.
Yeah, something
take home.
Yes, take
some
home.
Regular take home.
You understand? Yeah. But if the person is having his or her own work or something, then the person decides to do it for free. That's also fine. But any crown, nipa no ho trainer, aso ni be man.
Yeah.
Whoa, you see the difference? Inti nipa no ho trainer aso na be man. Ogusu we adwuma a eta ne ka o. Inti nipa na untua ne ka on sanso ni adwuma na o yes adwuma no. What are you going to do? Imagine say that sorry no mumuni or sorry to say a deaf and dumb person who is the one playing the drums. Now, deaf and dumb, we know they can't work in this corporate environment or any kind of job. It's difficult for them to find a job. Now, he has learned a skill to play drums. Or a blind person. And you are telling him you are not going to pay him because God will bless him. You see, some of this narration, but I want to believe there's a story to that because the way he was saying it with a lot of pain.
With that pain
Yeah,
and anger.
it wasn't sitting
So
well.
you are against the church not paying musicians?
I'm for it.
Oh, no, not as you are against the church not paying musicians, not paying.
No, they are supposed to pay.
That's what I'm saying. So you are against it.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Aha. So you want the church to pay musicians.
Yeah, I'm against
Okay,
it.
I get what you mean.
Because Charlie, the people have left everything behind to serve. And if it is all night, if it is youth service, if it is some of them even do morning and evening service. And imagine a drummer sitting there from morning to evening.
Okay.
I mean, let's we consider this.
Charlie, enough said already, and Long John is against it. The church has to pay. He is for the fact that the church has to pay. Prophet Uche, how well does he do to his ministers?
I like this question very well. You know why?
No.
Because on the table of men, we had a topic.
Okay.
And on the topic, Prophet Uche is not trending. So let's leave it at that.
I don't understand. That's very typical. No,
I don't work at the financial department. I have no idea what you are talking about. I am only there to serve and work. And also listen to the word of God and tap my own blessings.
Okay, but you've not heard the musicians complain that they are not being treated well before.
And the topic's near there.
My name is Sammy Flex and he is Long John. I love how we ended it. We'll meet again some other time. We are out of here. Bye-bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fact check it. Fact check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fact check it, check it. Fact check it, fact check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer, check it, fact check it, check it, check it. Put sugar level, fact check it, fact check it, check it, check it. Fact check it, fact check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.